I just stole my man's hat to be Luffy for a moment because Luffy is the king of the pirates who wants to go after his One Piece, whatever that means. I don't know what that means. But anyway, for all of you beautiful people out there, this is episode 120 of For No Particular Reason with your host, Kerri Lewis, alongside my amazing friend, co-host, awesome sauce person, Yanko. And we have a beautiful soul up in the house to have a conversation with us today. His name is Ayrton. I'm bucking it up, but hey, that's how I roll. And he's coming in live from Florence, Italy. And we're looking forward to having a conversation about anything, everything, and nothing at all. We don't know where the
Mm,
conversation is going to take us, but wherever it
mm.
is, it's going to be delightful. And how y'all's doing today?
Well, I'll leave the guest go first because he's a guest. Welcome to
Oh,
the
whoa, whoa,
show.
whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm spotlighted here. Thank you for having me here. It's so beautiful to be together. And how is it all going? It is all going amazing, amazing, like in a maze, literally. A maze of things happening the whole time. Oh my God. But thanks God we got the breath. And thanks God we have our feet and hands and you guys that I love already. For everyone in here, I have been 15 minutes in the pre-room, green room, waiting room with these two amazing souls, Kerri and Yanko, and it's been super fun already. So I'm excited. I'm excited. Excitement is going on. Enthusiasm in the breath of God.
I love
Let's go.
that.
Let's go, Yanko. Come on, come on,
Yeah,
come on. Bring it on.
yeah. I can,
Bring it
I
on, you
can, I
guys.
can sense it. I can sense the excitement. You pumped it up so much, man. It's just, but like you said, life, it's wonderful when you allow it to unfold the way it's supposed to unfold. It's full of wonder, and you
Mm.
can get high on anything pretty much. Just
Ah.
like you were saying, breathing in and out. Bread can get you going.
Yeah, yeah. High on your own
But
supply.
yes, yes. But welcome. Thanks for coming in our show. We're excited to meet you and have you share some of your wisdom with our viewers. And we would like to welcome our viewers as well and have them comment, chat with us, ask us questions. We love that kind of stuff. And it's Friday, people, so let's have some fun.
All right, my friend Ayrton. So you have on your screen four souls,
Oh,
parent entrepreneurs.
oh yeah.
So do
Seem
tell,
informal.
because Yanko and I are parents, and more importantly, I'm an amazing soul, which I'm going to digress real quick. I have to tell you a story because I absolutely love this story. So I'm out to dinner in New York City with a collective of our friends, and this beautiful woman, Graciela, is 8 months pregnant, about to give birth to her child, and we're talking about children. Now, when I was pregnant, you couldn't talk to me about having another kid because I'm like, pop this kid out. You know what I'm saying? This is some work you got me doing. But she's like, oh no, I want three. And one of us asked her, like, why? She's like, please, have you seen this? Sold these jeans? Of course we need more. Essentially, I'm paraphrasing, and I was just loving her energy. I'm like, yes, queen, that is what we need. We need people to know their worth, their amazingness. So with that story and the fact that Yanko and I are parents and entrepreneurs, elaborate and let us know what your vision, mission, soul's purpose is.
I lean back as you asked that question. By the way, I love the little intro story that you gave. I truly love that. Yeah, I look. Four Souls pattern entrepreneurs. Four Souls is basically my mission on earth. That's what I can tell in the most and plain simple language that I can say it. It's basically I want us to remember to understand that we're these souls living a human experience, and therefore I'm doing all I can bringing it on as I am given the gifts and ideas, then share them and all to make sure that we do have the tools, the spaces, the connections to live this human experience as souls first. This is for souls, so it's literally for everyone, creating hubs in all the different parts of the world, like co-living, co-workings that are family friendly and that are um, supportive to human consciousness to expand, and for business and for health. And this is for souls. Parent entrepreneurs is my lived experience, who I am. I'm a parent, of course, and I'm an entrepreneur. And I do believe that we are, and these I say in a very arrogant way, arrogant and convicted and also humble, but we're like the most qualified breed on the planet to make this planet better, just because as entrepreneur we want to bring our own ideas to the planet and to create something on the planet. And since we're parents, normally, if we're present and devoted parents, if we love our children, we sort of really, really, really want that our creation as entrepreneurs is good for society, is good for others, is good for the planet, because we're leaving our creation to the next generations that are part of us, our children. Therefore, this is what parent entrepreneurs is this project program line of work that wants to make sure that we come together more and more, and that we can share knowledge and wisdom and resources with each other, and grow together to be better parents, better entrepreneurs, and better souls all at once. And I drop it here.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. No, I love that. So I mean, it's so interesting because I had a bit of a interior of like we're the most qualified, because I don't know that. I really don't. I just know that for me as uh fiance, as a mother of two daughters, as somebody who shows up in service to people who are either in the elevator with me, or somebody who exchanges energy, money, whatever, to be in a space with me. I work to be a vessel, and whatever comes through comes through. But I feel like I don't know if I'm qualified. I can't really make that I can't make that conviction. But what I will say is, and what I love about you and Yanko and Nana, because he's in the room, is that your vision is comes from the lens of love. And I think at the end of the day, wherever that lands, love is always going to outweigh our conditioned behaviors as an entrepreneur, as a parent. And it's going to have an effect that is, in my opinion, going to positively influence the way in which our children experience the world moving forward in this lifetime. So thank you so much for all you do. I think it's a beautiful mission. And as you know, because I've told you, I'm happy to support you in any way I can.
I'm so grateful, and I thank you for reflecting it back. The intention of being arrogant at saying that we're the most qualified is exactly to create a reaction of that kind. Because I mean, it's arrogant to say, look, I'm a parent and I'm an entrepreneur, therefore I'm the most qualified around here, together with the other parent entrepreneurs, to run this planet. Just not saying anyone is worse, but just saying.
Yeah, listen, I mean, I can be arrogant as fuck sometimes. Wait, listen, I really do come from love, but I'm an ego too, and I certainly catch myself thinking, especially listen, for the listening audience, this is really important that I hope I can convey to you, and I have a lot of conviction about it. It's really easy to become arrogant when you're on a spiritual path. I see it all the time. I see it in priests. I see it in, specific religions, because we then create this narrative that our position or our understanding or the wisdom that we've accessed somehow puts us above another person's experience. And I myself have to be very conscious, kind of like what Yanko was talking about earlier when he was like, he observes like this experience of maybe be feeling anxious energy come up and watch it go away. That's what I do for myself when I experience those thoughts. And sometimes they make manifest because I'm not always 100,000% present and conscious of it. But when I remember, I'm like, oh, I see. Because the universe will very quickly be like, oh, so you think you know.
Yeah.
Let me just remind you, Boo Bear, you don't know shit. And I'm like, yeah, I got you. Thanks for the reminder. I appreciate you humbling me. But it's beautiful. And I do love your lens. And I believe personally, we have a responsibility as humans to evolve our collective consciousness. And when you are an entrepreneur and when you are a conscious parent, you are creating this space in the environment for other individuals and children to expand their consciousness, which is inherently for the betterment of all humankind. So thank you for what you do.
Thank you for giving power to it. Thank you for giving the energy to it. It's absolutely a pleasure to share. And Yanko, as you're a parent as well and an entrepreneur, like what's your take? I would like to hear your position on these. I mean, how powerful do you feel because you are a parent and an entrepreneur and both at once? Like, how does that make you a better human, a better soul?
I don't know if I'm better human or a better soul.
I knew that was coming, Yanko.
I know you did. See, I'm experiencing life through a different lens. There is no, for me, there is no better or good or more powerful or less powerful, and all of that is just something that just happens. So I'm more grounded in the present most of the time. So if I'm in a situation with the little guy, I have a son, then I'm just in that situation, and I'm also involved in everything else that it's happening. If there's other kids playing with him or anything else, um, it's not. I don't sit in those moments and think of like how powerful this is or like what can I do to make it even better or anything like it. I'm just in the moment and there's no um, thinking of like how would anything involve.
Mhm.
Quite opposite. I might just be goofy with the kids and do stupid stuff. Sometimes parents just come in, or if my wife is with us, she'll be like, "Are you okay? Like, why are you doing this?" And I'm like, "We're having fun."
But this is it. This is
Yeah,
actually
right.
it, I believe. I mean, because we lose it. We lose
Yeah,
that beauty. We
yeah.
lose that level of presence. We lose that ability to just let loose. We lose the ability to let loose. And it's so beautiful to hear that from you, Yanko, that you can just, okay, yeah, I'm just present with it. I'm just grounded. And if I'm with the kid, I'm with the kid. If I'm with the business, I'm with the business. And the reason why this was born is because there's so many, especially the maybe the more successful ones in business, that sort of get stuck, and then they enter the room and they're still on their phone, and it's just like, I'm tired, and they're not tired, but their brain is still running and still solving problems,
Right,
and
right,
they're
right,
not able to be
right.
present, as you said. And so they maybe even ask you, hey, but what's going on? Why are you doing this? Like, why am I doing this? I mean, I'm just here, I'm just present, and being a kid again, being real again, being present. And this is the point. This is the point.
You bringing up a pretty good point though, because a lot of the people try to wear mini mask and keep certain images, and when they're at work, they're this like entrepreneur or this businessman or whatever, and when they're doing something else, they're this something else. And I realize that it's we're multi mask
Dimensional.
wearing, or like you do different things, and just because you're doing something in a very moment does not, that thing does not define who you are. You're just, you're just in the moment. So I think that was a struggle for me at the beginning of having certain masks or certain roles that I had to play. There you go.
Hi.
So I
It's fun.
I am going to interrupt because I think, to speaking to exactly what you were saying, Yanko, Nana is a really beautiful example of somebody who is childlike. So who are you dressed as right now?
Today is Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta from Dragon Ball Z.
And how old are you?
37 years young.
Okay, and what do you do for work?
I am the top product specialist at Toyota dealership in Worcester.
So the point the listening audience and I really do, we have a visual image of this idea of Nana doesn't compartmentalize his life. Like, he shows up as his unique self in whatever situation. He may be more focused, with a customer to educate them in sales of a car at work, but he's still childlike. And then he shows up as a 37-year-old man dressed up as Super Saiyan 4
Gogeta.
Gogeta.
So that's all.
But his energy is infectious. And so for the listening audience, I really want to touch upon this point that Yanko made, which I 100% agree. Our superpower lies when we strip down the mask. It really does.
Yeah.
Our superpower lies when we're unapologetically able to sing a song when it calls to us, or dress like Nana because it makes him feel good. And in doing so, we're not only present, but we're also giving other people permission to take down the masks and be themselves too. So
Beautiful.
But I'm going to be heading out, so
I love you.
I will
Have fun.
see you later. You guys
Thank
have
you.
a great time. Enjoy yourself. And I'm gonna.
Thanks, man. Have fun.
Have fun. Beat 'em all. Beat 'em all up, Gogeta.
Thank you. Don't forget this.
I won't forget it. I'll see you
This
later.
is yours, right? Make sure you.
No,
put that
that's
in.
yours.
Oh, I thought it was yours.
Nope.
All right.
Bye,
Thank you.
baby.
There you go. There you go.
No, but I really do love the point you were making, Yanko, because I honestly believe it's this idea that we have to compartmentalize the different experiences within us that separates us from the collective consciousness, because we're all kids in our own right. We all have those quote unquote like secrets and whatever, but when you just put them out there, yeah, you will be rejected by some people. 100%. Nana catches hate, I catch hate, but I have found that I attract so much more love to me that it way offsets a few people that don't understand that I'm just going to be who I am, and that makes me happy.
Hell yes. Oh yes. Oh yes.
I even had a conversation with somebody yesterday on that topic of, keeping your mask on and for certain things. And yeah, it's tiring too. It sucks all your energy off because you're pretending to be something that you're not. You have to defend something that it's not. And in the end of the day, it's just consciousness having fun with itself.
Conscious.
Yeah.
Wow, you said that so beautiful. Yes. You know,
Yeah.
it's funny because the more I got into this parent entrepreneur, this dichotomy, these two identities, anyways, because these are two different identities and there's many more that we play. They just happen to be very identifying one, the parent one and the entrepreneur one, because society asks you to make money and to solve the problem and so on and so forth. So as you become an entrepreneur, it's very easy to identify yourself with that, and as you become a parent, it's something that normally you identify with very gladly because you sort of love, and I repeat, normally you do. Not every parent does, but let's focus on the ones who do. So these two identities take over, and sometimes they conflict a lot. But there's also the partner one, and there's what else? The silly one, because we want to play, and there's the friendship, and there's like all these identities, anyways. And there's this drawing that came. Actually, do I have it here? I don't know if I have this drawing right here, but I of course don't. Where there's the center of gravity that is your truth, the truest self, and then there's a big circle. There is your whole self, if you want, and the center that is that the truth, and then there's all these different circles inside the bigger whole self circle, and those are the different identities. And I what I realize is that the game and consciousness having fun with itself and taking it easy, ultimately being loose with that, is the ability to move your focus and energy and intention and name it from one to the other. Take This is why the question I asked was very specific, actually. And one question that I often ask, how being a parent and an entrepreneur makes you a better human, a better soul, is because we take from the parent and we bring it into the entrepreneur, and just to expand beyond the just parent entrepreneur, and you bring it into the friendship, and you bring it into the partnership, and you bring it into the whatever else. But it's always the same center. It's always that center, that soul's truth and essence of yours, that is stripped of all these masks, all these identities that we take on for convenience. For belongingness, we want friendship. For achievement, or that thing, we want entrepreneurship. For you name it, every single identity you take it on for a certain reason. But if we
Uh,
really tap, oh, hello, shout
we were
out.
just talking about Dubai, baby, and here you are.
Yes.
Hello, gorgeous. Thank you for
Welcome. Thank you
joining.
for being here. Yes, for joining into the conversation. And so, yeah, there's this. I just wanted to make it stronger. What you shared is stripping off the mask and understanding that beneath that, there's the truth, and not taking it too serious. It's very important. It's very important to play
That was the
that.
other thing I was gonna say. Yeah, like if you don't take it seriously, you're just in the moment because you don't have to change it. Because when you take it seriously, then your mind's gonna have to come in your thinking brain and like, oh, this is unacceptable. Maybe I should not be acting like a little kid. Maybe I should doing this other thing, and you start judging yourself, and all those other things spiral down, and then you lose the moment because you go into your mind. Correct me if
Mm,
I'm wrong.
no, no, no. You're. I mean, you're right. And I want to share. You made me think of a moment that I had with my child, and it's about repair. Actually, it is about repair. So it's sort of a deeper moment, because I had this. I was really in the present moment, and we had this vacation, this few days, 4 days vacation, and it was Monday, and I decided to take Monday off as well. And as I decided to take the extra day off, um, I was suddenly inspired. I felt inspired while I was going to the toilet, so to another floor of the house, and 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 I happened to have my phone with me, which is not often. I mean, sometimes, but I hadn't happened to have it, and so I decided to shoot this short, and literally was maybe not even 1 minute. I think it was a 45 seconds thing. It's like, okay, this and that, and I don't even remember the topic, but yeah, it's parent entrepreneurs. It's amazing. We're so great. Let's go. 45 seconds. He heard me, of course, and he knew, because I'm very explicit in, look, today too, we're gonna be together, and not work. And so I went to the toilet, and right before I was going down, he came to me and he's like, I'm sad. And 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 my throat literally did this, because I immediately spiraled. I was taking it very serious. In like, when I started recording, I thought, but I said there would be no work. But in the present moment, there was this idea that came, and I had my phone that I didn't plan to have in my hands. Like, okay, well, I'm going to the toilet. I'm having this idea. I'll just shoot it 45 seconds, drop it down, and go back. But it came to me, and he touched on something that I really care. I talk a lot about values, right? Because every identity, every role, every hat is because we value something in life. And he came and said, I'm sad because you said no work, and now you did the video, and so on and so forth. And I'm like, okay. As I was taking it very serious, I started spiraling down, and it didn't last long because I caught myself. I sort of am in the practice of catching myself. Fortunately, thank you for giving me this practice. I just thank the God and whatever, whomever implanted this practice in me. I caught myself, and I went into some repair. So, what is the whole point of this? The spiraling was two masks, two roles in conflict, and how it is supposed to be. The recording came from a very inspired moment, very, very easygoing. I was very light. And as soon as I went back to that center, to that to that reason, to that looseness, to that lightness, to that easygoing human who just shot an inspired moment, who recorded an inspired moment. As soon as I went back to it, I caught myself, and you know, I told him directly, look, I really had an idea, a great idea. Do you ever have a great idea that you want to share with that? Yes. And when, well, I just love to share this idea with the world, and this is what I do. And his face. I didn't go farther with the explanation. His face lit up, and he was like, "Oh, so you just yeah, uh, how was it?" And he switched. I was like, "How was it?" "I loved it." And he from spiraling down, we spiraled upward and beyond what it was before. Just because I tapped back into truth, he's a kid, he recognized it, and it's just natural. I didn't have to force the repair. I didn't have to force the things. I just went back to the why. Okay, where did it come from? Came from my soul, son. I mean, I loved doing it, and he's 6, by the way. So I mean, it's like, and he's like, so you loved it? Yes, I did. Whoa! And he started like, doing these. I was like, oh, so beautiful. It was so easy. It was so easy, so easy. It is so easy when we stay in presence. It is so easy when we step back and we take it easy and we drop the seriousness. Why so serious? Would say the Joker. Why so serious?
That's a beautiful story. I love that so much for so many reasons. As a person who likes to highlight things for maybe the listening audience to potentially ponder if it feels good for them. One, your son felt safe enough to come to you to say he was sad, which to me is right there a beautiful gift that we give to the world. One, men, right? Like, yes, I live in the present, but I observe a world where we've conditioned men out of feeling their feelings or not putting words to them. So shout out to you. Two, safety, feeling confident enough to hold you accountable to the commitment that you made to him. That's huge. And I'm big about having tough conversations and holding people accountable. But lastly, being able to recognize that you were triggered, right? Like there was this expectation that you show up a certain way for your son because you'd made that commitment. And then our behavior that has been embedded in most of humanity's psyche, mine included, right, is like immediately we did something wrong. Oh my God, I did it, right? But being able to take that breath and respond rather than react. And in that response, Response is love, guys. Response is pause. Response is not coming from this expectation, but rather whatever unfolds in the present moment. And when you're in that present moment, it is all love. This present moment is love. It's when we make up a story about how it should have unfolded, what could have been done differently, whatever, that we've now stepped out of presence and into ego, into our overthinking mind. And that is what causes us suffering. So I really, really, really love that story. And I think it's important to highlight that for, the listening audience. I actually have a story as well that is similar but
Give it to
different, but
us.
speaks to presence. But I would be curious if you have anything you want to add, Yanko, before I go on my tangent.
No, that's all right. I was just gonna say that usually, yeah, and I noticed that with being around kids, they're more sensitive to our emotions. They're more developing their emotions in the moment, and so if you got yourself in like a downward spiral where you're like becoming angry and all this other stuff, they're gonna sense it and they're gonna react the same way. And in your case was totally different because you still had the excitement from that video that you did, and that also excited him, and you both went up in the excitement instead of spiraling down, which I think it could happen in some cases. Depends on like who it is, because again, is a parent, like I don't know, I haven't been to a point where curious. My son is still young, but when kids are still young, they're looking towards their parents to validate their actions, to validate their emotions, to validate how they feel, like is this wrong, right, or whatever. So that's my take on that. That's what came to mind.
But I also, having an 18 and 17-year-old daughters, right? I think they still look for you for that validation, but that's where I would have done something differently. I mean, hindsight's 2020, and who they are beautiful, and it's exactly as it is. But you know, I don't want my kids to look for my validation, because if they do, there's an external source that
Yeah.
they're seeking approval from in order to make an informed decision. And the only guidance that they really need to adhere to is their internal narrative. And that's something I work tirelessly at cultivating with the girls now, because of my parenting habits and behaviors when they were in their formative years. Cultivating that has taken time, and I still see, where it is a learned behavior, and yet I that's the most critical thing for me, is not being the director in their human experience, because for me, I want them to trust themselves. Give me a moment. I just have to let Nana back in the hotel room.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
uh, look, I take it from here because you both said something that I would summarize with one very specific sentence, which is they don't learn what you do, they learn who you are while you do it.
I'm on a show.
And this is a very
Like 30 minutes.
big reason of why I do what I do, and I'm so devoted and committed to just being that parent. So, Kerri, I was just reinforcing your message and what you said together with Yanko, and I said that they learn who you are while you do things, not what you do or what you tell them to do, and that validation is something that they learn eventually when they're young. They look up at you, they look up and feel through who you are being, how you are vibing. It's inevitable. That's the skill. That's consciousness having fun with itself, as Yanko said earlier. That it becomes powerful, more and more and more and more powerful, to then be the parent in this more powerful way, be the entrepreneur in this more powerful way, be the friend in this more powerful way, but it's be
Yes.
It-
And that's why, and I hear it all the time, and this is embody. Quite frankly, I don't encourage anybody to do something that I can't exude from the fact that I've experienced. I do it, I practice it, I breathe it, I live it. And my daughters are able to show up as unique strains of consciousness in their own right, very differently in a society where we are continuously told to conform, not because I tell them to, but because they see mom being rejected, still showing up uniquely her, feeling empowered, experiencing joy, acting weird. I mean, our daughters, Nana and I, always laugh because they tell us all the time, you guys are just so gross. You guys are so weird. And I'm like, baby, the girl, that means we're doing something right, because one day you're going to love the fact that you're weird. Because if you understand all of me, my choices, all of Nana's choices, then I'm not honoring what feels good for me. I'm conforming. I'm not okay with that. So yes. I love that. But I do want to touch upon presence and being. Stepping outside of this idea of entrepreneur and parent and into just a human experience and not taking it so seriously. Nan and I had a train ride in, and we're walking to our hotel. I'm looking around. Oh, like, not for nothing, I'm really good. I'm good with knowing my surroundings. You know what I mean? I pay attention. I'm present. And I'm like, this don't look right. So we pull up to the hotel. I'm like, I don't know. So Nana ended up booking a different hotel than what we usually stay at. Now, everybody knows Kerri loves her bath. So hotel must have a bathtub, because Kerri's going to sit in it for like 9 hours and look like a raisin at some point this weekend. So they didn't have a bathtub. And Nana, I'm sitting there, I'm like, babe, it's fine. It's what it's going to be. It's not deep, whatever. Yes, I wanted a bathtub, but it's all good. But Nana being Nana was like, no, babe, like, you want a bathtub. So we walked up to the lady and, hey, can we cancel this reservation? Because, y'all don't have what Kerri wants. And so we just, by luck, we called the hotel that we always usually stay at, and we booked the last room. We got the last room. So we're walking down, all like whatever. Thank God, I work out a lot, because we were trooping New York City yesterday. And we walk in, and all of the people who work here giving us hugs. Oh my God, you guys are back. We love you, blah, 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 blah. And and it was like, oh, literally the sky was open. It was like, oh, we're home, baby, baby. But the whole point is, okay, and this is where you can't take it seriously. If I got caught in my head, if I felt some type of way, if I started spiraling, oh my God, I don't have a bathtub. We booked the wrong hotel. What's wrong with you? Or all of the things, like these habits, these behaviors. Oh, this isn't how it's supposed to be. I wouldn't have been in presence. I wouldn't have been in peace to be able to receive the exact thing that I wanted at the exact time it was handed to me, because I wouldn't have seen it, because I would have been in my head instead of in presence. Right. And then again, the universe continues to unfold. Another thing I said to Nana before we ever went on this trip, I was like, if the universe is good, he'll make a way for me to come with you to the con one of these days, because I don't want a 4-day pass. I ain't gonna go. Sure enough, he walks in yesterday. He's like, baby, you may manifest. I got this 4-day pass. You going. And it's just because, like, there's no expectation. And this is, guys, when all scripture says, ask and you shall receive, you will. The problem is, we think we know how we're supposed to receive it, and thus create a block, and then don't exactly experience what it is we want. But if you're like, oh, I just want this, and then go about my business, all of a sudden something happens and you're like, oh, thank you so much, universe. Let's keep it moving. And that's not taking it seriously, being present in the moment, and something that you just shared live to Ayrton that I think is very important: gratitude. Gratitude for your hands, gratitude for your feet, gratitude for being aware, gratitude for this conversation. Like, Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude will open up so many joy-filled experiences.
Wow. Wow.
You're not, because you're not creating from limitation. You're
Mhm.
already grateful for having it, so there's no way of the universe not giving it to you. You know, because here it is. Thank you. I have it. I have all those things. You're not saying I don't have this or I don't have that or I want this. And
You know, I'll tell you a story. So I just took my younger daughter through driver's ed course. It's a required course to get your license in America. And I have to go through a certain course too, which I already did with my older daughter. So I was familiar with what to expect. But it's an online course, and I kept popping in and I'm listening to all of this fear-based bullshit. I mean, when I talk about, they were like just pumping these kids with fear, fear, fear. And so, you know, this is, she has what, I don't even know, like required 18 hours of this, and it's fear. So she gets off. Now, some of it's informative, right? Like laws, certain things she needs to know, but they're using fear as this way to embed this idea that you got to obey the laws to these kids. So she gets off the car, and I happen to be there, and I'm like, damn, babe, they be feeding you fear. I was like, cancel all that shit out. You know what you do? You walk up to the car and you say, thank you so much, universe, for a peaceful ride to and from where I'm going, and making sure everything works out and the highest good for everybody. And slap it on the table and keep it moving. I'm like, all that shit is rhetoric. You don't need it. Just toss it. And it matters. It really does. Because to Yanko's point, right? If you already expect a seamless ride, you're gonna do. Even if somebody cuts you off, they're gonna cut you off, and you're just gonna know when to break. It flows. But if you're like, oh man, I gotta watch for the guy over there, and I can't do this, and that's what you're gonna have. You're gonna have a chaotic, crappy ride. And so don't put it out there, because it's gonna suck.
Look, right, because right, I want to dance and smile with you.
It's
444, dance and smile. You are alive. So that's
okay. Shout out. So you have alarms with different messages, right? All right, hold up. Like, come on.
You guys are.
Woo, okay. There we go. Y'all didn't know you were gonna get a dance party.
so. And you know what? Most of the times, well, that's my son, by the way. Most of the times,
He's so cute.
I'm in love. Most of the times, that alarm hits me at the worst thought moment, like, and it just does it on purpose. It's like I'm all happy, then 4:43 something shitty passes through my mind, because it has to at that time, so that it gets interrupted again by these, and I'm like, no, now I don't want to dance and smile now that I'm alive, because I'm so miserable. Let me stay in my miserability. Please don't make me dance and smile. And it's our brain. It's so crazy how it wants to stay so conditioned. It really wants.
You know, this is so cool that you have that. It makes me think of somebody that I watched. They use the body training watcher bracelet that buzzes every 5 or 10 minutes or whatever you said, get you out of your thinking mind, of your pattern, and to stop in the moment and be grateful for what you have. So that could work the same way. Like when you have your alarms coming up and remind you of like what's going on. This is a good tool. So anybody.
It's joy alarm or manifestation alarm. There's some. This is joy. 444 was. Well, let me go to the actual alarms, because it's. Because there's an insane amount of alarms.
No, there isn't.
It's like there's all these things. And
you have it too. Look at
it. I'm gonna tell you right now. So
there you go.
Oh wow.
This, for the listening audience, I probably have 200 something alarms. None of them are set anymore. I really don't. it's not a tool that I lean into as heavily anymore because it just isn't. But for the listening audience, the individuals that I've been called to serve at this point in time, because it could very well shift and I don't know, but people who struggle with active addiction and, mental health challenges. And what Ayrton brought up is such a profound tool and one that helped me. Visuals, right? Whether it's an alarm, because I'm not always a fan of the buzzing going off, because when you're in a highly reactive fight or flight state, continuously having multiple alarms could actually be counterproductive. However, visuals and being proactive. So what Ayrton and I did was we took time before our state became dysregulated, before we felt some type of anxiety, when we felt empowered, when we were in love, and
Yes.
we invested in ourselves by typing those messages into our alarms and putting them on, setting us up for future success to combat the narratives that are pervasive in our head. If that feels hard because of the alarms, visuals, sticky notes, one of the quickest tools that you can do to get out of a negative thought loop is to look up and have something positive that you read. Now, to Ayrton's
You
point,
just
right? If I'm in the ick stick and it comes on, I'm like, I don't want to dance right now. It didn't work. I didn't get my bathtub. That's information too, because then you can see where your ego, your subconscious, that 90% where you are habituated to think a specific way, is creating resistance against you experiencing joy. So even if you decide not to change that experience in that moment, you're still learning. It's still a gift. It's still awareness. So yes, I love that so much that you shared that with the listening audience. And I am a huge proponent, particularly in the field of work that I do, for utilizing tools like that, being proactive to set yourself up so that when that dysregulated state, that thought that gets you to spiral, when you go to drink that beer that you've made a commitment not to drink, comes up, you've already set yourself up to combat that with a more
mm-mm-mm.
positive and loving choice.
Oh yes, heaven, yes, blessings and blessings to all of this. It's there's million philosophies now that we could quote or bring up, like samurais would win their battles 1,000 times before they would actually go and fight, because they would literally do that again and again and again. And super athletes nowadays visualize themselves 1,000 times before going on the actual race or whatever, and they actually are training, and they even train by visualizing and doing this type of stuff. And 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 there's levels to it. It's like some of these things, I mean, imagine if someone that is used to it gets the alarm and sometimes feels like, oh, not now, come on, let me be miserable for a bit, which is also fine, by the way, because emotion is all valid and not going down that rabbit hole now. But um, there's levels to it. So there's one alarm that is this unreasonable joy alarm, that to me it means that I just, unreasonable joy outburst means that I start jumping and like yes for 30 seconds to a minute to 3 minutes if I need to, which is an extreme rewire. I'm not going too much into the specifics, but it is this extreme rewire of their nervous systems. Like it's just beyond the uncomfortable point. So that is extreme. It doesn't need to be that. It's indeed the post-it. The post-it. It's in there. It's flooding your house with messages that you need in this moment. And I have a whole board. When I wake up, it's where my eyes are staring at, and where I go to sleep is where my eyes are staring at. And there's all my vision and mission and belief systems and whatever. It's all in that board, and I change it over time, and it's there. So as soon as I wake up, first 10 minutes, as I open my eyes, it's there. Maybe I don't read it because I'm still like groggy and I cannot even see because my eyes don't open and I cannot read, but I know what's in there. My subconscious knows it. And so I drop it because I don't want to turn it into a lesson, but it's so important. It's so important. We have. I finish with this. We are in a point in time and space nowadays where we have the possibility of rewriting our human life experience on command. It's so powerful. It's so powerful, so beautiful. It's such a gift, such a blessing.
Well, something that I was thinking about earlier, because Yanko and I read all different stuff all the time, but you know, I was thinking about the fact that nature, consciousness is brilliant. It's brilliant. So when I watch and witness a lot of people think about, oh, all this horrible stuff is happening stuff, I laugh, and I'm like, there are more people. They estimate at least 1 million people, and those are people who are documented, that it's been qualitative and quantifiable, which is whatever, but who have experienced enlightenment, who have experienced like altered consciousness. Then, even yesterday on the train, I just happened to be watching people's phones and stuff. I'm seeing, what is it, Gabor Mate and all these people, consciousness people, on Instagram feeds and stuff of people. And I'm like, this is the thing. We never have to plan how the thing's gonna unfold, because consciousness itself is inherently love, and it is going to unfold love to counteract a lot of the dis-ease that we are bearing witness to, which has to make manifest, because the collective has continued to feed that narrative. But now people such as yourself, Yanko, myself, we absorb. Well, for me, Yanko is a little different, but for me, like, I put myself in situations where I absorb reinforced love, because our brain is a sponge. It's constantly taking in information. So what information am I giving it access to? And then that output is more love, so it's counteracting all of what we're experiencing right now. And for the nerd in me, one person in unconditional love counteracts 480,000 people in fear. And so just
Oh,
keep choosing love. Invest in yourself.
oh, wow. I had a massive, like, electricity, not even a goosebump. That was like a full on voltage through my spine. It's like when you
I was gonna
said that,
say the
it's like,
Kundalini is coming to your
whoa,
spine, my dude.
it's like, whoa, 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 whoa.
All right. Well, we have about
It's
7
easy.
minutes left. And this girl's
Yanko
dipping,
wanted to
because
say
I,
something.
she's
I
gonna
want,
go
yeah, I
play
want.
in the big city. So what would you like to share, if anything, that you have not touched upon, Ayrton, with our beautiful audience, that you want to leave them with?
Hmm. Okay, I'll be brief, and this was already in my mouth, and then I want to hear what Yanko's got something. I feel it, and I, I perceive it, and I want it, and I want it too. I want to only drop among all the alarms, the most disruptive one that I had so far, and that I still have, and it is breathe. It's so easy. Meaning, whatever it is that you're going through, whatever it is, the challenge that you're going through, whatever, it's like, breathe. Life is so easy, and this is just disrupting every. Your brain will go against that. Your brain will go against it, and that's the point. That's the actual point. To see how much your brain is against the idea that life is so easy. Life is so easy. Yeah, but I got the bills. Yeah, I got the but oh wow, oh w- wow, wow. How much we resist to the beautiful principle and truth that life is so easy in itself. If you align to that, which receive this will be hard. It will feel very hard to align to the fact that life is so easy. If you put the effort of thinking, breathing, life is so easy. How can I act, behave, think? move aligned to that, things gets easier. Things gets easier. Shit still hits the fan, but it will be easier to clean it up. That's it. Done.
But you got Yanko. You're permeating with presence.
Love it. That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say life. It's breathing. You breathe in life, and you breathe out death. You know, you do it every day, so many times. You just don't remember it. And again, if you skip the present and you go into paying your bills and doing all those things, instead of, if they're in the present, you're creating something that doesn't exist, and you don't want that. Just be in the moment. I love
Well,
it.
for me, Ayrton, it was a true honor and privilege to be able to have you join this conversation. I know I speak for Yanko in saying you're welcome any Friday at 10 a.m. to continue to chop it up and speak about whatever
Fun.
comes to mind. For Yanko, I got number love for Yanni. Got number love. And for the listening audience, thank you so much for continuing to tune in, share your thoughts, challenge what it is that Yanko and I and Ayrton and any other guest puts out there. We're happy to have that conversation and just tuning in. If you vibe with the show, share it, comment, follow, do whatever the thing is that they say. And if you don't want to, you don't have to, because Yanko and I are cool with whatever floats your boat. Really honor yourself. And in doing that, you're honoring Yanko and I. That's the most important thing. And then, I'm in the Big Apple, so start spreading news. We're leaving right now. We're glad you were a part of it for no particular reason today. We'll see you next week. And this tune is not my own. But until next week, keep challenging what you've known.
Wow.
Okay. I'm done.
Wow.
I'm
It's
done
good.
here.
It's good.
Thank you all for
Thank you
watching.
for
We'll see you next
watching.
Friday.